everyone. Thanks again for joining us for yet another avian home adventure at Carolina Raptor Center. So today we are going to be showing you our very own Parliament. Now when we say Parliament, what do you guys think of? Do you guys think of like congressmen and all sorts of government mojo? Well, here at CRC, our Parliament means our group of owls. We have a group of barred owls that live together, and a group of owls is called a parliament. So kind of a fun sort of informational factoid for you guys there. Now today we are feeding our parliament mice. Oh, tasty. Are you guys having mice for your lunch break? No, probably not, right? Doesn't sound too tasty. But mice are actually our owl's favorite food. This is what these guys are most likely going to eat out in the wild while they're hunting at night. So we weighed out each of our owls' food for them to make sure everyone gets the amount of mice that they're supposed to. Make sure everyone's nice and full by the end of their lunch break here. All right, so we're gonna enter and you're gonna notice them kind of stare at us and maybe bob their heads a little bit and try and figure out where we're gonna toss the mice and where they can go and snatch it off the ground and start eating their lunch. So we're gonna open the door here and see if you guys can take a peek at the owls' reactions to us. Let's see. They're all staring, ready for the food. All right, so let's walk in here. Alright, so we're going to toss in a mouse, see if anyone's ready to go. They're all staring at it. Oh. They might be a little bit more shy when it comes to eating time today, just because usually when two trainers are in their enclosure, that usually means that someone's getting grabbed for a health check, and no one likes going to the doctor, right? Even though it's good for us, not always the best experience. So once we, oh, there goes one. She's gonna dive down, catch that mouse, and she's gonna take it away from the other owls to make sure that she can eat it in peace. Now these guys are barred owls, and you might notice that they have two different barrings on their front. So they have horizontal barrings across their chest, so it looks like stripes that go along their chest, and then they have vertical barrings that go up and down on their stomach. So that's why they get the name the barred owl. A couple different barrings on their fronts. Right now they're just not exactly sure where to go. Thinking about it though. Now normally out in the wild, these guys prefer to be solitary. They'd rather not live in close quarters with each other. They tend to be pretty territorial. But when raptors are territorial, they're defending that piece of land because that piece of land has all of their food and they don't want to share their food. Here at the center, this big enclosure works well for them because everyone gets their own perch. They have their own spots, just like at home. When we're sitting on the couch, we have our own spots that we tend to sit on every day. Same with these guys, they have their favorite perching that they prefer to sit on. So these guys, they don't have to compete for food, so they don't mind being in close quarters because everyone gets the amount of food that they're supposed to. Everyone gets full. We're not always, we don't always have the best manners here at CRC. This lovely lady, her name is Ramsey. And she is not very ladylike, right? She doesn't want to rip up bite-sized pieces of food. She'd rather just eat whole pieces. just as she demonstrated. You might see there's a little bit of a mouse tail sticking out of her beak. She's trying to push that on down. All right, let's see if she's interested in another mouse here for you guys to see. She's gonna take that mouse with her foot, she's gonna hold it. And then she's gonna use her beak, kind of like how we use a knife to cut up bite-sized pieces of food. So she's gonna break the skull a little bit, she's gonna rip up bite-sized pieces. Or if she feels like she can shove it all down in one bite, she is gonna shove it down in one bite. This is a really good angle for you guys to see that barring that these guys have that give them their name. She is a gorgeous bird. She's definitely one of our favorites out of the Parliament of Owls.
The rest are kind of doing uneventful things.
You guys might notice too how dark all of their eyes are. Like when you look into their eyes, it looks like they're staring deep into your soul. These guys have really dark eyes because they like to hunt in the middle of the night. They like to hunt when it is the darkest out. And
oh, Leanne's on here. Sorry to interrupt. Hi, Leanne. Leanne used to work with us, and she's having her baby today.
Oh my goodness, Leanne, we miss you.
Sorry to interrupt the scheduled broadcast, but I saw that she was watching. Hey, Leanne. Here's a barred owl for you to watch while you're in the hospital. We have a question. Do the mixed species interact as in nature, or are they more communal at CRC?
So with these guys, we are able to put all of these guys together because again, these guys get fed every single day. They get a lot of food, so they don't get territorial with each other. Out in the wild, animals get territorial because they want to make sure that they have enough food to feed themselves or feed their family. So out in the wild, these guys aren't always as like communal as they are here, just because they have to fight for food, whereas here they get plenty of food, and so they don't feel like they have to fight for those food.
Cool.
Look at that!
That was cool.
These guys are pretty agile. As you could see, he dove down, grabbed that mouse off of the ground, and was still flying, did a loop, and landed very gracefully on the perch.
I'd say Ramsey's not super hungry today based on that.
Yeah, she's just gonna save that for later.
Oh, hey, Pam. We miss you.
We miss all of our volunteers here at the Raptor Center. We are very excited for them to come back. We miss seeing their lovely faces. We miss all of the hard work that they put into our birds and into our center. So we are very excited when things go back to, I don't want to say normal, but somewhat normal.
We do have a really great question. So
Ooh.
Can you tell male and female barred owls apart?
Ooh, that is a really good question. So in the raptor world, most raptors look exactly the same color-wise. They look, the color difference isn't very extreme. And the only way we can really tell the difference is by size. So in the raptor world, females are larger than males. They're about a third of the size larger than males. That's really important because females are the ones that tend to protect the nest, protect the babies from predators. And the males, being smaller, are actually more agile. So they can catch more prey items and bring it back to the family. Oh, I thought she was gonna grab a mouse. Thinking about it. So with these guys, when I say he grabbed it or Ramsey is a she, we DNA test some of our birds just so we know if they're boys or girls. So some of these we can kind of tell the difference based on personalities, Some feather colorations are a little bit different on each individual birds, so we can tell some of them apart. Other than that, it is hard for us. But
Hey Lauren, I hope you're doing well. Oh, that was cool. Oh, do you want to talk about Ramsey's coloration? How we can tell her apart?
Yeah. So,
which might be hard to see.
Of course, she's all floofy and covering her toes right now. But Ramsey has a little bit of leucism in her, and that simply means she has some lighter pigments in her skin and in some of her feathers compared to other barred owls. So that's just a genetic mutation. There's leucism and then there's melanism. So they're either leucistic, melanistic, or normal. And so she has 1 or 2 talons that are completely white. If she lets us, you can kind of see it on the other side of the mouse. Or that itty bitty toe there.
It's right there. You guys might barely be able to see it, but she's very floofy right now, so.
She's hiding her mouse. She doesn't want anyone to take it from her, saving it for later.
And I just realized that she still is holding that mouse in her mouth right now.
Oh,
it's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Still pushing that mouse down.
Which would explain why she hasn't eaten the other one.
Yeah. Oh, that's too funny. But yeah, so leucism is where there's some lighter pigments in a bird's or an animal's fur, skin, that sort of thing. Then there's if you guys have probably seen like albino animals, and they're completely white. They have no pigmentation in their skin or their fur. And that's a little bit more rare than leucism. And then there's also melanistic, where you have a little bit darker of colors. And we have seen that. It's very rare in raptors, but it can happen. And then there's different types of hawks, like the red-tailed hawk, who have different colors depending on where they live. They're all red-tailed hawks, but some are lighter than others, some are darker than others. So it's kind of cool to see what nature will create with these birds.
Hi John, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for volunteering with us. Jenny asked, why do her eyes blink along with her beak moving?
Ooh. So when these guys eat, usually their prey is fighting back, right? They have little claws, little teeth that are fighting back. So when she's eating, these guys will close their eyes to make sure that those eyes are protected from any little claws or teeth. So she's trying to push that mouse back. That's why she's kind of moving her beak right now. So it just is kind of an inherent thing, like, oh, I'm eating, so I must close my eyes to make sure I protect my eyes. You guys might also notice the light blue coloration that comes across her eyes when she blinks. That is called a nictitating membrane, and that is a third eyelid. And again, just that extra protection to make sure that her eyes don't get damaged from her prey.
Hi Barbara, how are you doing? That's my grandmother.
Nah, everyone's tuning in today. These owls are a lot of fun. We've noticed with our Avian Home Adventures, we get the most views when we show off our owls. I mean, just look at her. It's hard not to love a face like that.
I'm sure she'll be doing this for a while, even when we leave.
Yeah.
We have a couple of the other ones are ripping their feet apart. Just hanging out here.
Enjoying the warmth. It's supposed to be so nice today. I think everyone is getting ready to enjoy that warm sunshine.
All right, guys, I think we're gonna start wrapping up in here, give these guys some space to finish their lunch here with us. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We hope you enjoyed visiting with our local parliament here at CRC. Please tune in tomorrow for another avian home adventure. We hope to see you then.